if I had to compare him to a candy, I would say he's a Snickers bar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't have James Cook, you're not the same team. You're not you when you don't have a Snickers bar. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a Halloween edition of Field Goals and Forecast presented by AfterThought Sports, now on WSVU 88.3 FM, The Buzz. Week 8 of the NFL season has just passed us, and honestly, if I had to come up with a word to explain this week, I would say disappointing.
Disappointing?
It was a disappointing week for me. I feel like, and boring is a good one as well. I would throw boring in there, disappointing, kind of a bad week of football, honestly.
We don't always say this, actually.
Yeah.
You usually, you open the show actually probably the same way every single time, pretty decent week of football, Not the case here. You're disappointed.
I was pretty disappointed this week, I won't lie. It has something to do with the Falcons losing. I really don't want to talk about that.
It definitely does.
So, but also, just a lot of bad games this week. And all my fantasy teams pretty much lost. A lot of bad bye weeks.
I dropped 170 in my favorite league this week.
I think I put up 70, just straight 70.
It was a great week for me. But yeah, a lot of blowouts. Lots of blowouts.
Yeah.
We can get into the favorite blowout.
We'll definitely get into that later. But let's talk about, like you said, the favorite blowout. The Buffalo Bills dominate the Carolina Panthers. They win this one 40-9. Sean McDermott is now 9-0 after the bye week, and he just kind of attributes it to luck. I guess maybe we just have a bad matchup after every single bye week, but I feel like there's got to be something there.
He says him being 9-0 after a bye week is luck.
That is what he claims.
Okay, so he doesn't do anything in particular on a bye week. He's just kind of like, all right, go.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of just said it himself. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If you got a guy like James Cook,
you're golden.
It doesn't matter who you're playing after the bye week. James Cook had 19 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns. If I had to compare him to a candy, I would say he's a Snickers bar. I mean, if you don't have James Cook, you're not the same team. You're not you when you don't have a Snickers bar.
I mean, come on. You got to keep feeding James Cook. He is one of those guys. And I mean, yes, James Cook was the one running the ball, but the offensive line was moving guys, like making huge holes. And I mean, James Cook is good enough where with the push that they get, he was getting like a free 7 yards every time, and then anything else he could do with the ball after that was just a little extra, and he got that extra pretty often. I'm not gonna lie.
That extra was his 64-yard touchdown. That was his second longest of his career, the longest rush for him this season, obviously. I don't even know what to say about his game. Just dominant on all fronts. I mean, one of his best games of his career, probably.
Straight up dominant. Made Josh Allen look like he was bored back there. I mean, that kind of goes in with what you said. Boring week of football. Josh Allen was certainly, take it, James.
Hey, trick or treat, pal.
Hey, trick or treat. Hey, I like that. Just trick or treat.
Handing it straight off to him. Let him go.
No, but he makes Josh Allen's job very easy when we're running the ball this reliably, and that's what we do. Yeah. We impose our will on that end of the ball. I mean, not always as much as 200 yards on the ground, but it's something we're capable of, and we're at our best when we do that. We're not us when we're hungry. We're not us when we don't run the ball with James Cook.
And he's consistent. He's always going to be pretty good. You can always grab a Snickers bar and just, it's going to be decent. You know?
Exactly. And it's not even a too sweet of a candy bar where you can low key eat it all the time. Like there's nuts in there, bro. Come on. That's healthy for you. That's good. That's good stuff.
That is great stuff. And you know what else is great? First 200-yard game of his career. So probably, honestly, his best game. Maybe that one against Dallas could really rival it.
That was a pretty good one, too.
The third Bills player all time to record 214 plus rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in the same game. His 158 first half rushing yards performance is the most in team history since week 6 in 2016 when they put up 164. So he lost it by about 6 yards.
Wow. Dominance.
That's all you can say. A game like this in 10 years.
Yeah.
Can the offense really survive without him, or do you think they need him to survive?
I mean, we don't need what we got from him this past week. We need, hate to say you need 100 yards. You really don't. You just need to be able to run the ball when you want to. And more times than not, we've been able to, but there are some games where we've kind of gotten away from it. And it's like, those are the games where, yeah, the Falcons are going to surprise you. They're going to beat you because you didn't run the ball very well in the first half of that game whatsoever.
Yeah.
We ended up running the ball. Second half, fine. But it's got to be a whole game kind of thing. And, you never need 200 yards, but you do need James Cook.
Would you argue the offense and maybe even the offensive line is built around James Cook at this point? Maybe the offensive game plan? I feel like Joe Brady,
maybe
game plan right now is very good in the run game. Passing game, though, there's been a lot of struggles. So
yeah, you would love to see a little bit more continuity from the run game. Not as much of a struggle from one week to the next. I think maybe that's where we've just kind of been beaten. Our only two losses in this season have been when we haven't ran the ball very well. So I think it's an emphasis, and considering they emphasized it, and then this week happens.
Yeah,
you can only imagine they're just going to buy in. Let's run the ball, and then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're going to run for 200 yards, just keep handing the ball off. But it has to be a crucial part of our game plan going forward, in my opinion. It's got to be the centralized point, in my opinion.
Yeah, and when you're struggling through the air in the way that they are right now, Allen was 12 for 19, 163 yards, just that solo touchdown. And that solo touchdown came on a long reception from Khalil Shakir, who had a great game as well. 6 receptions, 88 yards.
Yes.
And then, of course, Allen had the 3 carries, 2 touchdowns, 7 yards, whatever. But why are they struggling so much through the air right now? I don't understand.
I don't think it's a struggle through the air at all. He only threw 19 passes, completed 12. We ran for 200 yards. I'm not concerned at all.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to have a conversation about struggling through the air with Josh Allen. I think it's a little cherry pick to say, only 163 yards he struggled. I think we dominated running the ball. We would have been dumb to do anything else.
It's fair enough. Yeah,
that's what I think.
Allen now has the second most rushing touchdowns for a QB in NFL history.
That was
behind
pretty
Cam
cool.
Newton. Third most touchdowns in Bills history, passing O.J. Simpson. And is Joe Brady the reason for maybe the lack of passing right now, the increase in running? Where would you say, is it his fault or is it the wide receivers? Is Josh just not getting enough help maybe even?
I think there were definitely some games like, again, that Falcons game, that Patriots game, where we kind of wanted to rely on our receivers to get some separation, get some looks down the field. And you can tell those were the games that it didn't really work, And I think Joe Brady took note of that and said, we're just going to run the ball because we can run the ball. Our offensive line is great at run blocking. They're good at pass protecting as well. Josh Allen does kind of protect himself in the same breath there. But we're such a good run blocking team. There's no reason not to just, it's the safest play too. And, not saying Josh Allen has any safety concerns with the football. He really doesn't at this point in his career, but it's always going to be way more safe to run the ball.
Yeah. To me, Joe Brady is like a good and plenty, kind of got that candy outside. You got Josh Allen, you got James Cook, and you bite into it. It's like that black licorice, like struggles here, struggles there. I don't know. That's kind of how I view it, maybe.
Yeah.
You're kind of expecting more.
You are expecting more. I'll say that. Definitely some games where they start off and you're like, what is going on?
Right.
Screen pass to, Dawson Knox. There we go.
Young Coleman, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. But, of course, it wasn't just the Bills who dominated. The Panthers really struggled in this one. But behind Andy Dalton, what did you expect? I
expected him to go out and throw for 350. Said nobody.
Exactly. You're not expecting much from him. Do the Bills have this beat up the bad teams narrative right now? The Jets, the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Ravens-ish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even count that.
Yeah. You could definitely argue that right now. And you could cite that and say, these guys aren't true contenders. Who have they beaten? You could say that. It's a sound reasoning.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to beat up on the bad teams. And at least we're doing that. One loss to the Patriots. They're a 6-2 team right now. They lost to the Falcons. bad week for them, but still a very talented team. And honestly, a game where I think we just got out-coached a little bit almost, you know? Yeah. So maybe we do beat up on the bad teams, but you have to.
Yeah. If you're a good team, you have to beat the bad teams by a lot. I mean, that's just kind of the law of equivalent exchange. But obviously, with good things come bad things. A lot of new Bills coming back this week. Max Hairston coming back. Michael Hoyt coming back. Larry Ogunjobi. All those guys making their debut. But of course, at what cost? Ed Oliver out maybe for the season, potentially with a bicep tear, now on the injured reserve.
Yeah, I told him. I told Ed, put down those 250-pound dumbbells. Put them down. He said, no. I must keep... And then he tore his bicep right in front of me.
Well, he went to the pumpkin patch, picked out the biggest one. He was trying to impress his girlfriend, lifted it up, and there goes his bicep, man. I mean,
500-pound pumpkin. He tried to just start, but it's too much.
Ed, you just can't do that.
I mean, he did lift it. Like sources say, it was above his head actually at one point, and he was about to start throwing it.
Yeah, he was looking to show off, but at what cost?
At what cost?
Yeah, but obviously next week at home, gonna miss him against the Chiefs. The Chiefs, the pain in the Bills' side, it's just been continuously this big rivalry between two teams that are not in the same division. I almost said conference. That's not correct. What do you kind of expect out of this game? What do you expect from both teams?
Well, I mean, you did mention Michael Hoyt made his debut. He's going to play a lot more football. Ed Oliver is out. We're going to need him to play a lot more. And, he didn't look too bad in that game. So I kind of look forward to seeing him some more. I expect the Chiefs to be able to run the ball, though. No Ed Oliver means there's not going to be any of those plays made. Like that tackle for loss on Derrick Henry, and the couple tackles for loss that he had. Those are huge. Those are drive killers. You go from a 2nd and 7 to a 2nd and 12, and now you kind of have a place where maybe you can get them to punt. The playmaking ability is almost gone for this Bills defense right now, unless, like I mentioned, Hoyt can make some plays, guys can step up, but I expect them to be able to run the ball. It's going to be the classic, almost nickel and dime their way down the field because we love sitting back in our zones. Yeah. I hope the Bills can pull it out. We have our predictions at the end, but
exactly.
I never have that much faith going into these matchups.
It's always just gonna. I'm always going to be like, yeah, the Chiefs are going to win. And then I'm happy to be, wrong about that, but I don't want to go in thinking the Bills are going to win and be disappointed. So,
yeah. And like home field advantage matters so much in the playoffs, but it's almost like, man, how many times are you going to beat them in the regular season, then lose in the playoffs?
Yeah. That's what happens every
I'll almost take a loss in the regular season. Don't show them anything.
Right.
Don't show them anything.
I'm on board with that.
Give them the Dawson Knox screen pass, 5,000. All right. Run that 4 times.
Yeah.
Don't give them no scouting report on nothing. All right.
Maybe we'll go Josh Allen design run on 1st down.
Yes.
And then a screen pass to Dawson Knox on 2nd down. And then a 40-yard pass down the left side to Keon Coleman that's like 20 yards over his head. And then we'll punt it on 4th down. Don't give him anything really to work off.
Yeah.
Don't let him know your game plan at all. But
exactly.
Honestly, I hope it'll just be a good game. I hope the Chiefs don't come and blow us out because they're playing really, really good football.
They are playing really well right now.